Greetings, citizens of the world. Earlier this week, President Trump ordered the end of DACA, an unconstitutional Obama-era program that protected 800,000 people who were in our country illegally from deportation. Obama and his minions have predictably erupted into moral outrage over the news, quickly slandering anyone who supports the termination of the DACA as a white supremacist and a racist. As liberals now push the disgusting narrative that President Trump is shipping infants and toddlers back to Mexico, an unfortunate list of the horrifying crimes Obama's dreamers committed has just surfaced, and liberals are frantic to keep this information from circulating as it's destroying their narrative. Predictably, Obama is jumping on the Trump-hating train after learning his precious illegals would soon be shipped back to Mexico, blasting Trump as heartless and cruel for ending the unconstitutional DACA program that he created. As Obama and his band of morons continue to push the ridiculous narrative that Trump is sending these toddlers and infants back to their homelands, an unfortunate list of crimes committed by Obama's dreamers has just surfaced, that's destroying the left's narrative and further proving that these invaders need to be deported from our country immediately, in order to prevent further horrifying crimes from occurring. Breitbart reported. Breitbart News has compiled a list of 50 of the 2,139 DACA recipients, deemed dreamers by the Open Borders Lobby, who have had their temporary protected status revoked due to crimes. The majority of crimes by DACA recipients include alien smuggling, assaultive offenses, domestic violence, drug offenses, DUI, larceny and thefts, criminal trespass and burglary, sexual offenses with minors, other sex offenses and weapons offenses, USCIS has stated. Here's just a few of the horrifying crimes committed by Obama's DACA recipients that's putting a huge hole in the left's narrative about these dreamers being wonderful citizens. Obama's dreamer kills 2 girls and hit and run while they were playing outside. One of the most horrifying incidents perpetrated by one of Obama's dreamers was back in 2014 when Cynthia Garcia Cisneros, an illegal alien protected by DACA, killed 2 little girls, Anna Dieter Eckert and Abigail Robinson ages 6 and 11 respectively, in a hit-and-run accident. Garcia Cisneros was convicted of counts of felony for the incident. Dreamer Cynthia Garcia Cisneros ran over stepsisters Anna, 6, and Abigail, 11, in 2013, who were playing in a pile of leaves in the road, killing them both. Garcia Cisneros then drove straight to an auto car wash in what the court ruled was an attempt to wash the evidence from her SUV, the Daily Wire reported. Obama's dreamer rapes 3-year-old, duct tapes her, puts her in trash bag, covers her with feces. This horrifying crime from January 2016 was absolutely horrific, as it involved a sex crime against a 3-year-old little girl who was found by authorities duct-taped and covered in feces inside of a closet. Breitbart News reported in January 2016. The illegal immigrant who was arrested this week in Arizona for a sex crime against a 3-year-old girl, was being shielded from repatriation by President Barack Obama's 2012 Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, according to the Senate Judiciary Committee. The little girl was found Monday, while duct-taped, inside a trash bag, and covered in feces in a closet in an apartment occupied by Francisco Rios Covarrubias. He was charged with kidnapping, sexual conduct with a minor, felony child abuse, and sex trafficking. The child's mother was also arrested. Obama's dreamer murders Los Angeles high school football star Jamie Eilshatu. The Daily Wire reported, in 2008, 17-year-old Los Angeles high school football star Jamie Eilshatu was murdered in cold blood by gang member and dreamer Pedro Espinoza. Obama's dreamer murders American teen in a sanctuary city. Laura Wilkerson described the horror of what happened to her young son Josh, who was savagely murdered by an illegal alien protected by Obama's unconstitutional DACA program in 2013. Breitbart News reported. We found out later that what Hermelio Morales, did was he asked Josh for a ride home from school and Josh said, "Sure," Wilkerson said. Then he kicked him so hard in the stomach. Josh was about this big around and he weighed about 100 pounds in the body bag. He kicked him so hard in the stomach that his liver sliced in two and his spine sliced in two. He ruptured his spleen. He took a closet rod and beat Josh over the head so hard with it that it broke in 4 pieces. He strangled him, then let him go. Strangled him, let him go. Per the medical examiner, it was just torturous. After he murdered him, as he said, when Josh quit having bloody bubbles come out of his nose, he knew he was gone. He tied him up like an animal with about 13 ropes from the back of his neck to the back of his hands, to the back of his feet. He covered his head with his school shirt. Then he put him in the back of my son's truck and he drove around and he took $2 out of Josh's wallet and he stopped and bought gas. Then he took him to a field and he took his wallet and school ID out and just placed it by the body. Then he doused him with gas and set him on fire. It was just incredible. Obama's dreamer brutally rapes woman in sanctuary city. This horrifying crime was so brutal that it rocked the local town of Burry in Washington. Salvador Diaz Garcia, 23, attacked a local woman at a gym who was walking on a treadmill, attacking the woman viciously, breaking her jaw and nose, and ripping half of her ear off. Father of murdered Florida mother reveals killer was DACA recipient and an Obama dreamer. Breitbart reported, Kurt is the father of Kelsey Angelson, the 24-year-old woman who was allegedly murdered outside a bar by alleged DACA recipient and convicted felon Carlos Ruben Rodriguez, 24 years old. As previously reported by Fox 4 Now, Rodriguez has been charged with second-degree murder following the incident in which he and another man were allegedly in a fight. Witnesses say that's when Rodriguez began allegedly shooting, killing Angelson, and wounding another woman, Cassandra Santos. 3 dreamers arrested in ICE raid with enormous list of felonies. 3 illegal alien gang members arrested in an ICE operation back in May had protected status under the Obama-era DACA program. Since DACA's inception, more than 1,500 illegal immigrants saw their protected status revoked after they were found to be involved with a gang or committed a crime, Breitbart Texas reported. Obama's dreamer helped smuggle illegal aliens in Texas. Illegal alien protected by DACA, Juan Valdez Molina, was busted in Texas for helping a drag queen smuggle illegal aliens across the U.S.-Mexico border, Breitbart Texas reported. 23 DACA recipients arrested in unprecedented nationwide crime sweep. Breitbart News reported in March 2015. Of 2,059 criminal immigrants arrested in a recent nationwide sweep, 23 were beneficiaries of President Obama's 2012 amnesty, or the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, according to DHS. The nearly 24 illegal immigrants had been shielded from deportation by DACA, and while all 23 had been part of the program, 8 failed to get their status renewed, meaning that 15 of the arrested criminal aliens were current DACA recipients, The Washington Times reported Thursday. 15 other dreamers of Obama's arrested for dangerous crimes. In 2015, federal agents did a sweep targeting 15 people who were receiving amnesty from Obama, who were found to be guilty of serious crimes. Breitbart News reported in 2015, one U.S. official who was briefed on the arrests told the Associated Press that 14 of the 15 had been convicted of a crime. Obama's dreamer caught with meth and other drugs. Breitbart reported in May, Juan Manuel Martinez, 19, will soon become one of a few DACA recipients who will be deported back to his native country after run-ins with the law. Earlier this year, Martinez was arrested for drug possession after Monterey County Sheriff's deputies found meth and marijuana in his vehicle. Martinez was also charged with trespassing, which he later pleaded no contest to. Obama's dreamer arrested for leading child sex ring. Hernandez Rodez, an illegal alien protected by DACA, was charged with child sex crimes after he allegedly lured a 14-year-old girl, who ended up being a federal agent, into a hotel room for sex, Breitbart Texas reported. Obama's dreamer found guilty of embezzlement. Gus Zamudia, one of Obama's 18-year-old dreamers, was returned to Mexico after embezzling approximately $3,000 from Harris Teeter, the grocery store he was working for in February, according to police, Reports confirmed back in May. Had Obama put the lives of Americans before his own agenda or keeping illegals in this country to serve as the next generation of Democratic voters, these individuals would still be alive today.